All right, welcome back to That's Not Real Podcast, episode 14.
Part of International Hat Day.
International Hat Day. We got a friend back here. Hopefully it doesn't break. Or rip. I don't know, whatever flags do.
Or do anything else.
No, you can do whatever the fuck you want, other than probe us.
I was like, there's limits to anything.
So, great going on this week. Just back to the two of us. People...
I think next week we got to reach out. We've had a few people who said they want to be on it. But
have they?
Said they willing to be. I know Luke said he'd be willing. Rudy said he'd be willing. Rachel last week said she'd be willing. She wants
right,
to be
you know
on
what they need to do? They need to leave comments.
Right, well, let's get one of them on here.
Yeah, maybe then they'll come on their own.
All right, so one of you three that I just mentioned, you're going to get an invite for next week, assuming one of us remembers, which we probably won't, so don't worry.
Yeah, well, Rachel always goes over her grandparents' house every other Sunday, so we'd have to do it a different day.
Well, every other Sunday.
Right.
It's every other Sunday she's free.
Or she's working.
Well, that just makes it tricky.
So, I don't know. I'll reach out to her. I'll see.
All right.
So, there you go. So, great. This is a great start. So, I guess you got a question?
Yeah, so we didn't have really a strong topic for this week.
It's been a long, rainy week.
Well, we like to be honest with our audience. We didn't plan anything.
Our audience is like, do you guys ever... They're going to be shocked. The people that watch this are going to be shocked when we come in with a plan. They're like,
well,
what is going on?
I wasn't fully unprepared because I did have these. I just didn't go through. So I had questions. I want to get his reaction and his thought.
So he's hiding them
so
from me.
the first question, this is the first time I'm seeing these questions too, so feel free. What terrifying event is happening in the world right now that most people are ignoring is the question. Now, my goal is to read you a few of the answers and see if you know about it and what your thoughts are.
So the most terrifying thing is going on planet Earth?
Yeah, in the world. Yes, that would be planet Earth.
Well, the world's bigger than the Earth. Just making
sure the world?
Yeah.
Our world.
Yeah, the whole world. Everything that exists encompasses in our world. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Not the world in your head.
No, nothing exists in there.
It says, one of the replies, the birds are disappearing. Most likely because the bugs are too.
Well, as you know, I have a flag that says birds aren't real, so nothing's disappearing.
But these people are saying they are.
Because
the bugs are too.
They're just being reprogrammed. They're upgrading the software on the birds.
So you think this person is lying?
No, I mean, are insects dying? I don't know. Is it mosquitoes? That's probably a good thing. Depends what kind of insects are dying. And I'd have to see proof that there's not as many birds. I haven't noticed walking down the street, just less birds.
All right. So the next one, we're only going to do this a few times because it's going to get really boring really fast. The seals dying of avian flu in Chile.
There's seals in Chile? That's my question. Is Chile so far south to the South Pole that there's seals?
Any people?
Oh, hang on. I gotta look this up. Where's Chile?
Oh, see, that's Chile.
No, I want to know what.
Clearly, we got to work on our geography. So, for any really educated folks out there, we apologize.
Oh, like you know exactly how far down south.
Well, that
Chile
was like
goes.
the first time I found out penguins don't just live in like really cold areas.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Look, that's Chile, the end of Chile. You can almost walk across.
I didn't even know they could get the avian flu. I thought.
I mean, look,
I thought that was the bird flu.
We could kayak from Chile to the South Pole.
I think you're ignoring the fact that seals are getting the bird flu and dying.
Is that true? I don't know. Wouldn't that be called the seal flu?
All right, how about the cats?
No, hang on, seriously, that's not the seal flu?
No, because this next answer, and these are real answers people are giving. I don't know if it's actually true happening in the world, but cats dying of bird flu in Poland.
Oh, so the bird flu's just killing
mammal to mammal transmission confirmed. So now cats and seals are dying of the bird flu.
Birds aren't mammals.
I know, that's separate. That's what the person commented.
No, see, you can't take the stuff. I may not know a lot. I'm not a biology expert. But I know birds are not mammals. Somehow whales are, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, my interpretation is, can we not have any more pandemics in the near future?
Well, the bird flu's been around since MySpace. There used to be a guy that used to say the bird flu's going to kill everyone. You'd be like, dude, it's not now.
This is kind of crazy. The smoke from Canada reached Europe. True or false?
True, it's just a jet stream.
Oh, it's 5,000 kilometers.
Yeah, but the nuclear blowout from Japan reached America.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to put that fire out?
In Canada? No. Dude.
I mean, at some point.
They're waiting for this guy to come and put them out.
Insect numbers are absolutely plummeting.
I can tell you, not around my house.
I can tell you why. I don't know why someone's saying that like it's a problem.
Well, because no, it depends. If you don't have enough insects, then there's certain things in whole ecology things will change. But if it's like I said earlier, some mosquitoes.
I have killed 3 giant spiders in my bathroom shower.
Spiders
which is the most
insects. They're arachnids.
Are
Arachnids. Look at this. I'm on fire. I think. I don't know. I might be wrong on everything.
Well, so far you're scoring a 10.
A 10 out of what?
76.
See, that's why you gotta ask questions like that. Because people are like, oh, you're doing great. You're on 8, and their scale is out of 100.
All right. So let me find one more, and then we can switch topics. Heat waves in India killing possibly thousands of people.
I believe that.
I haven't seen anything about that. So
India is, from my understanding, is always hot and humid, and the air is not great.
yeah, and right now, I mean, clearly there's just things not being talked about that are happening.
You think?
Like I saw a few small stories on it, but the fact that 28 people were shot in a mass shooting in Baltimore didn't lead the news.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that.
2 people died because only 2 people died, but 28 people were.
So the shooter had to be.
It was because it was at a party. It wasn't some crazy guy on a roof with a sniper
Well, no, I'm
rifle.
saying they say all that, but the shooter couldn't have been the people they want to take the guns from. Like the media can't say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's all these stories out there that should be on the news. Instead, the stories on the news are just.
We don't need
or
no more
ridiculous.
mass shootings. Like a shooting in a mall where one guy killed another guy. Oh, mass shooting because 2 people got killed.
Yeah, but when 30 or 28 people get shot, that should be covered. That's a lot of
Yeah,
people.
but the guy's, I don't think, obviously not a gun enthusiast, so that's the problem, because he couldn't aim right. So, which is good for them, but that doesn't help the media of trying to get rid of guns.
I know it's just a crazy. I mean, we talked about yesterday the story of the ship that had all the migrants or whatever,
that is
200
good.
people or
It's like 500 people on the ship going down, and no one's out looking for them. They're out looking for the 5 millionaires. Like, come on, 500 people. That's.
I mean, it just gets you thinking what other news stories, and that's why this was one of the topics I looked at when I was looking at Reddit themes. Is I wonder how many things in there I'm going to read that are pretty big stories across the world that we have no idea about here.
Well, I could tell you a couple times a week. I go through Drudge Report, The Blaze, CNN, and Fox News, and kind of see similar what's going on. It's sometimes like, oh, if I didn't go to CNN, I'd never have known this was a story. And if I didn't go to Fox, I would never know.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I go to both because that's the only way you're going to find out.
And then you have to read it and figure out what's true, what's not.
Yeah.
So I used to just listen to talk radio and watch the news on TV.
But that's just as bad.
And whatever they said, whatever they agreed, like sentences matched, I said, okay, that's probably the truth. Let me take my opinion from that. But you can't even do that anymore because now they're all just evil. I don't know if evil's the right word, but I'm willing to test them. The media as media. Evil.
I mean, with all they're seeing, as someone once said, we basically had a pedophile president, it appears. So evil probably is the right word with that shit being covered up. Yeah, we're going controversial. I don't care.
Well, I don't. Yeah, no. So why isn't anyone in media ever trying to get the buy-in lists from the pedophile rings? It's always like, oh, these are the people that are selling them. Well, you can't sell someone unless there's a buyer. So who is buying? And the media won't. They won't go and do their little research that they're supposed to do and break the news story of the century. Oh, it's too many high important people. Let's take them down. Let's put new high important people that aren't.
No,
buying
what we
kids.
need in this world? We need
Truth.
Lois. We need Lois Lane.
Lois Lane.
We need Lois Lane. She stood up to Lex Luthor. Someone who's not afraid. I don't care how corrupt the higher ups are. We're gonna bring them all down.
So the problem with that is Lois Lane has Superman behind her back.
Not in the beginning.
She knew. She knew.
Not in the beginning. Before Superman,
she wasn't all that.
Well, she'd probably be dead if it wasn't for him.
Remember in Batman when they were having the reporter or the DA followed because she was going to prosecute the bad guy, and it happened to be Batman, the girl he liked. It's the only reason she survived.
Yeah,
I
don't remember that one, but
that would be like reality. I think the reporters are just too scared. Well, most of them.
Well, I mean, people do just
they're
drop dead with no reports going on of what happened, and
Yeah, I don't think today's media is even real media. I think there's people that are hired to do PR. I've been saying that for a long time. They're just PR firms.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some, And it gets me thinking, like, if anyone out there who watches our podcast, if you know any good news stories from maybe different parts of the world that appear to be accurate, let us know. Like, I'd love to hear different perspective of what's going on.
Especially
in the
our
world.
subscriber from, is it India or Russia?
We got a couple. We got someone from India, some from Russia and Vietnam.
Tell us what's going on, man.
I
I would love to talk to just a regular person in Russia to get their viewpoint of what's really going on.
Yeah, with
you know,
the whole
what are
Ukraine
they?
thing.
Yeah, what are they being told? What do they think is really happening?
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder, like, how similar are we to other parts of the world, and how much knowledge is being covered up.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we are very transparent. It just doesn't feel it to us. But I mean, I doubt it. I don't feel that way. But I mean, it could be much. I'm sure some countries we know are much worse. Like you go to North Korea, it's like you.
I'm just saying, but like leaving today's media, no, both sides of the media. Shut the fuck up, okay? Both sides of the media.
Some are worse than others.
It's like watching during the election process the commercials and believing the commercials. When someone says I endorse this commercial, you don't believe any of that's true. And that's what is watching the news. Oh, a tidal wave came through today. It's like a little flood.
Well, it's like yesterday, across the screen, severe thunderstorm. Like, I go outside, I'm like, oh, we're about to get hit. Okay, you, like, interrupted everything. I go outside, sprinkled for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I had emails from Dominion saying, be prepared for terrible thunderstorm. I mean, and it was a little bit. My dogs were scared of it, but at no point in time did I even lose power. It didn't flicker. It was like, it's just a thunderstorm, guys. Like, is this new? Are we at the point now that we want global warming to be so predictive that thunderstorms are worse than they've ever been?
I read
and you're like, I've been camping in that. This isn't that bad.
Yeah, and I read a story, and again, we don't know how true any of the stories we read are. Full disclosure, I read a story that there's actually a policy that they're looking into to block sunlight to help with global warming. So the blocks.
Yeah, no, that's been going on for a while. So remember, there was a town.
Like, let's not mess. So we're doing what we see in every one of these '80s movies. We're doing this Terminator stuff with all the AI. Yeah,
the AI stuff is crazy.
Just let them keep growing. Like, who cares? We don't need any regulations on that. And then we're going to say, you know what? It is getting a little too hot for some people. We've global warming, even if you believe it, global warming. So we're going to mess with the sun. That never worked in any movie. I'm just telling you.
Don't mess with the sun.
Especially so you combine the two. I'm pretty sure that's how, like, isn't that how Skynet won?
Yeah, so I remember talking with my friends, and they were talking about trying to do something to dissipate hurricanes. He's like, I don't know if you really want to do that because, like, it's like this much is the chance of us being alive and not being alive. And, like, you're going to change something that you don't really know the output of it. Like, you may stop that hurricane, but you may take... So just all types of stuff. But I remember this is what it was. I'm reading this off Google, off Wikipedia, so I don't know if it's true, but it was true. It's been around for long enough that I know some of the facts
just
are true.
Just as accurate as any of the other things.
So this is the story. A domed city was promised in 1979 for Winooskoski, Vermont. So they're going to build, because global cooling was coming, and we're going to hit the next ice age. They're going to build a dome around the city to help the sunlight keep it warm. That's where they were in 79. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, what I read was...
And we're going to be off food by now, by the way. Like 30 years ago, we were going to be off food.
Yeah, I mean, what I was reading was very same principle, only it's like trying to, like, block the sun.
Yeah, no, because they're trying to say they're going to try to put, like, blankets, like heat-reflecting blankets over some glaciers to stop them from melting. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's all right, but again, if global warming was what they say it was, they wouldn't be loaning billions of dollars to Miami to build things that are going to be underwater.
And again, I'm not supporting. It was just the first link I clicked on from Yahoo. The White House admits it. We might need to block the sun to stop climate change. I disagree. Like, I don't like the sun. Like, I'll be perfectly honest. The sun beat me down yesterday playing basketball. I'm not a fan of the sun.
I got a little burnt.
I didn't get super sunburn, which is very odd, considering my sunblock was just like goo.
Oh, you leave it out. So this idiot leaves his sunblock out in the sun and sweat, and he's like, "Oh, this is liquidy."
Yeah, no. I wasn't thinking when I put on. But anyway, even then, I usually get burnt. I've been burnt so bad so many times. So have you. You get it. Yeah, no. Even then, I want nothing to do with blocking the sun completely. Like,
No, I mean,
that is not the answer.
So they just said it's too late. It's too late to stop climate change. Like,
Well,
there's nothing you
apparently
can do
they
about it, but you need all these cars, so they're going to build all these cars. So there's another thing, too. Now I'm just jumping in there because it's how my brain works. They're building all these cars with these heavy-ass batteries. The roads aren't built to have this extra weight of all the cars on the highways.
Would the roads actually collapse from that?
If you upped the weight of every single car, because batteries are heavy, you know that from doing the turret stuff. If batteries are heavy, the cars are now heavier. 1 million cars driving down the same highway, all extra weight. Eventually, that starts.
I mean, half the time the highways are made for big rigs and stuff like that.
Well, those are going to be batteries too.
I know, but I mean, they're already heavy as. Like, I don't think the roads being destroyed, although it did happen in Philadelphia, but that was due to an explosion.
Well, tell that to people in Massachusetts with the potholes. Those roads can't keep up as it is now.
Well, that's due to, you know.
Yeah, but now you're going to add a bunch more weight onto them.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, how could that even be a thought process to block the sun? Like, you would think, you know what?
I don't have any kids, so I'll be
If
fine.
the problem is hurricanes and stuff like that, let's get better at predicting them. Let's get better at, like, supporting our buildings and.
They tell people for months this hurricane's coming. No one does anything.
Yeah. But,
Because no one believes anything's going to happen because every single hurricane is the worst ever in history.
yeah. And then most people know, you know what, my house is built to withstand it, have some flood insurance. I mean, it's horrible when it happens, but guess what? It's been happening forever. If I move to the coast, I have to be, especially in Florida, if I'm going to move to, like, Florida or New Orleans or, like, Texas, and I want to live by the ocean, I would love to live by the ocean, but you have to go there knowing there's a risk that in those late summer months, early fall months, it's hurricane season. It has been forever. Front new. I'm just saying, like that's
No, I mean, I kind of agree.
Some of the stuff
if
you
you live
hear is
somewhere
just-
that's why I started to move out of Massachusetts. I was tired of shoveling
And
snow.
I laugh because, and Luke, if you're watching this, you'll get a kick out of this. Watching a Black Mirror TV show, it's a cool little TV show on Netflix, and we were watching it going, wow, we can actually see some of this stuff happening. And now you're actually starting to see some of this stuff happening. It's freaky.
Yeah.
So is the water bottle flying at me.
Well, I got the fan on.
I know. It didn't fly in the first, 17
It's
minutes.
the alien practicing his telekinesis.
See?
Is telekinesis real? I don't know.
Does the alien have a name?
I don't know.
Are we back to having to name something?
Green guy? He's
Green
going back
guy,
out.
that's
once,
the best you could do.
Once one of my flags rips outside, he's going outside.
So you're getting rid of, we gotta go.
I can't, 'cause when it goes up, it's going to, I don't know what it's going to do.
Can we call him
That's it.
Garly?
It's a garage door. I can make a move.
It's Garly.
Hang on.
He is calling a timeout. So for those watching, I am going to do a play-by-play. He is slowly limping over to the door,
shit.
like a 97-year-old man. He got distracted by something, by a Sharpie. Sorry. But that absolutely belongs in that commercial about, like, you're turning into your parents. He got distracted by his Sharpie. He hit the button. He's getting fascinated. Don't go towards the light. And that was probably really loud. I am surprisingly loud. There. Now he is coming for us. I don't know what the whole purpose of that whole segment was. Wait, what do you mean?
I wanted to see what would happen with the flag when I raised the garage, if I could leave it there.
Was there another option of what could happen if you did that?
Yeah, I take it back off.
No, I'm saying, did you expect it to just, like, fall off for no reason?
No, I didn't know if it would get tangled up in anything.
To what?
I don't know. I'm not a garage door expert.
All right. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not.
Ugh.
I'm not.
I worked out this morning.
You worked out this morning. So what? You work out every morning.
No, I don't. I should. That's why I'm feeling it. If I did, I wouldn't be feeling it. So what other?
All right, so let's see
we're
what else
buying
we got.
empty signs right now. That's not a good time.
So bacterial resistance.
Have you seen the Flash movie yet?
I did.
I don't know why it's bombing so bad. I don't.
Well, that's all to do with the actor who's in it.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even know what he did. I just know there's some
lost,
controversy.
Yeah, he lost his mind a little bit, but
yeah,
it was after it was filmed.
Yeah,
It doesn't change the movie.
But people feel like they're supporting the actor.
No, I mean he didn't do anything crazy. I mean, he
I don't know. I
like
just told
he
you I have
didn't
no
do
idea
anything-
what he did.
He didn't attack a group of people. Like he just attacked random people in the bar. Like was yelling at them.
Oh, I
Stuff
thought
like
he
that.
said something.
No.
stupid.
He didn't Mel Brooks.
Oh, okay.
Or any of that. He didn't Kyrie Irving.
But that's the only reason I can think is it was actually one of the better DC movies. I mean,
I thought so too. I mean,
thought it was a B.
Jack Snyder's DC. Jack Snyder's Justice League was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
The original one was okay.
Yeah, there's a few movies out there that have been pretty good. The first Wonder Woman movie was excellent.
Second one, terrible.
Yeah, completely.
Well, this is part of the thing. As these movies keep on trying to force woke ideologies, people don't want to watch it.
And by the way, if you haven't seen Transformers,
I haven't seen
that's a good movie.
I
And I
watched
didn't
it.
like the last couple ones, but especially, and you do have to stay for the after credit scene. There is an after credit
it.
scene.
Of course you do. Yeah.
But it's
Thank
only
you, Marvel, for
only because of who you are. You have to stay for it. So not everyone has to. Not everyone will get a kick out of it. I absolutely love the extra credit
Is
scene.
the Flash showing up in Transformers?
No, Flash is not showing up in Transformers. But that movie is much better than I expected to be. There's one part I have a problem with. So once you see it, I'll talk to that one part.
Well, I don't have problems with parts of movies being like they're trying to do some political stuff. It's when the entire movie.
No, it's just something that's very weird. As I said, I can't even explain it without giving a spoiler, so I'm not going to do it. But Transformers was really good. I'm debating. I've never liked any of the Indiana Jones movies. I am debating going to see one of those.
I've heard that it is going to be terrible. Basically, what I've heard, again, I don't know if any of this is true, is they're going to do to Indiana Jones kind of what they did to the original Star Wars. All the heroes are old hacks now. Han Solo was an old hack. Luke Skywalker was a bum living off something.
Well, when you're 90, you can't do the same action scenes. Look at what happened when Bruce Willis tried to do it.
They don't have to be actually, but I'm saying they made them look like they're just bum. Like Luke Skywalker was going to kill someone because he had one dream.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Han Solo was just a waste of a human being, basically, at that point in his life.
Yeah, I never got why you destroy the reputation of some of these.
Right, you don't have to do that. You can still let them be heroes and invite new heroes. And that's the problem, is they won't create new heroes without
Yeah, like I know
destroying
there's
other ones.
a new Expendables coming out.
Like,
So they tend to do it right. So they get these older action guys and they let them lead.
yeah, Expendables was pretty good. Red Rose or whatever, I don't know, Bruce Willis. I finally saw that, the first one. But so, like, in Star Wars, they made, I forget who, the female, she goes up against a Sith Lord her very first time holding a lightsaber. And she does, okay, Luke got his arm cut off the first time. He got his ass kicked by Vader. And he had some training.
Well,
She has a lightsaber for the first time, and she beats the Sith Lord basically 1-on-1. And then a stormtrooper holds his own. I mean, he gets his ass beat at the end, but holds his own against the Sith Lord for a little while too.
yeah, my biggest problem isn't even that with the new Star Wars. And I'm not as big a Star Wars person as a lot of people, but I do enjoy the
love Star
movies.
Wars. I mean, I still enjoy the movies,
But my biggest problem is they had this cool little scene where they had all these red suited up guys. I thought they were going to be like kind of like Billy Badasses.
the Imperial Guards.
Yeah, the Imperial Guards. I'm like, oh, that is cool. They're going to be like,
Yeah, no.
and all of a sudden they were all just worthless fodder to just be destroyed for no reason.
Well, they're basically stormtroopers. They're supposed to be elite, but they're not.
yeah, I mean,
So I mean, going
that
back
whole
to that.
section of that was.
But there's a whole canon of Star Wars. There's whole books that are like, there's like 100 books in the series.
And
And
I-
comic books. You gotta stay some to the canon. I mean, you don't have to. That's why I like Rick and Morty to make fun of stuff. Like, this is a canon. Ignore this episode.
Yeah, I have a few friends who are really, really like. If Donnie's ever watching this, he knows more about Star Wars, or Master Ewing. They probably know much more about Star Wars than you. I've never read any of the comics, or
I
so
haven't
I don't
read
even
any
know.
books
I
either, I
have
just
seen
know.
some of the cartoons. I don't really like most of the cartoons. Some of them are good for a little bit, but but there are a lot of movies that do that where they get rid of the premise of what the movie is, and you're like, what? And I think Wonder Woman did that. The first one was so good, and they tried so hard with the second one to.
Well, yeah. So it's also like 2.5 Men when they brought in Ashton Kutcher. Like they ruined the show 'cause they changed the whole premise of the show. It's now about
Yeah.
this billionaire. No, like, that's not funny, guys.
Yep.
Like I watched it because but they got rid of all the side characters. They didn't made it show about him. Like I don't care about him.
I'm a little worried about. So there's another show I like.
Yeah, Night Court. They ruined Night Court. Screw them. I hate them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one. It just looks horrible.
Fuck you.
So there's a show, Superman and Lois. The
Oh yeah,
newer show.
CW.
I really like it. It's like I've watched all 3 seasons. Really, really good. They're talking about canceling it. They decided not to. But I watched it. I read some information. They basically got rid of all the side characters. They got rid of like 9 and so I'm like, now I'm really intrigued how the show's going to go. It could still be good. They kept the 2 main characters, but you're right. Sometimes that happens. You get this new replacement, and you're like, wait. Now, sometimes it's unavoidable.
No, but
Right.
like sometimes you get. But so have you seen the movie, the show Flash? Have you seen the series finale?
Yeah.
They didn't bring back what's his name? The guy that shoot with his hands.
And I know the scientist guy.
Yeah.
The original one.
Psycho Schizo. Oh my God. Whatever it is, he was a huge part of like the first 5 seasons, and the show ends. They don't even bring him back. Like on a movie, like Barry's had like he's pregnant. Like, well, he's not pregnant, but Iris is pregnant.
I'm about to say.
And
well,
his
it got
best
weird.
friend for like 5 years, and Caitlin's best
Cisco.
friend, Cisco, doesn't come back for Caitlin's funeral. Doesn't come back to say, oh, she's back alive. Doesn't care about any of that. Like, stop. Write for what the fans want. Stop trying to make. This is what they do. This is it. This is it. This should have been our topic. The movies, Hollywood, shows, everything right now is writing to make you like something instead of writing for what you like.
Well, and sometimes I get it's unavoidable. You couldn't re-sign that actor.
Sure, you can make changes, right.
But I'll give a good example. The show Suits. The two of the biggest stars of the show for like season 8, Meghan Markle, and I forget the other guy's name, but for season 8, they were both gone out of nowhere. They got married season before, but I was expecting them back. They didn't come back. But they did such a good job. They made references throughout the whole next thing. Yeah, I just got an email from Mike, and
Right.
they made references.
That's all you need.
I get it. You can't bring those, and he ended up coming back in season 9, which was nice. But they couldn't bring the characters back. Well, I get it. Contract disputes or things that happen outside. You can't bring that character in. But there's other ways to do it. You use an image of him from season 2. Like,
Or you could just have them on the phone saying, hey, you're coming in tomorrow? Oh, great. Hey, guys, Cisco's coming in tomorrow. Like, but it's like what the corporations do with the stupid mixed-in drink where you got a 6-pack and 4 of them are good and 2 of them are just up trash.
Yeah.
They're forcing you to like something. Stop. Sell me what I want. Stop making me like what you think I want to like when I don't like it. And then get mad at me because I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the way everything... And that's why I traditionally give 3 episodes to see if I'm going to like something. But it's hard because after a couple seasons, you can tell some shows aren't meant to go 8, 9 seasons, and they get...
Yeah.
I remember like watching the Winchesters, the spin-off of Supernatural. I was like, oh, this is god-awful. I gave it more than 3 episodes because I watched all the Supernatural. I'm like, this is awful. But other shows... You never know. You gotta go with it. I like shows that stay with their theme consistently. That's why I like a new show called The Rising. Really good with that. They slow rolled the show so far.
I don't
so
watch
it
nearly
stays-
as much TV as you do.
I watch way more
I'm
TV
picky.
than, and I don't even know how I watch it because I have no free time. But somehow I do watch way more TV than.
So I'm petrified that they're eventually going to ruin the Johnny Lawrence character in Cobra Kai. I'm just so worried. Like they built them to be more human, and the arc is good. The arc is good. Like they've made small changes, right? So it's
Is
been
the new
great.
season coming out soon?
They're supposed to be recording it probably next year. Is when it'll be
Yeah,
dropped.
that's one of those shows. I enjoy the show not
I'm
nearly as much as this man.
so worried they're gonna ruin this character. Like they're not. I don't know. I have no clue what they're gonna do. But I just feel like they're gonna ruin this character.
I mean, that's what TV shows do. And now to a point, you have to expect after enough seasons, things going like the last couple seasons of Flash weren't that good anyway.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't. I mean, a
But
Flash
you
and Barry
can
Allen
tell
wasn't even in
that
them.
we went through the whole storyline. Now we have to start recycling through things. So some of it I'm okay with, but there's other things that these writers just kind of get lazy. I feel like, and they
Lazy or and they're
they-
like, oh, what do our corporate people want us to put on TV? Okay, I'm gonna do that.
yeah, and some of it, you know, if you're looking, and I'm gonna throw this out to any movie person, any movie theater out there.
We're probably gonna go over 30 minutes now that we're on.
Yeah,
the topic.
probably. To any of you guys out there, when you're exceeding your $30 million budget for an episode, call us. We'll help you find lower costs for things. Because I promise you, we could do that shit for less than $30 million an episode. Or these movies that make $280 million and they lose money. Like, we'll negotiate better for you. I promise. Enough with the government cost plumber. Like, so right then and there, that is our value. We will find. It kind of is our skill set anyway to find the best process for something. So
I have lots of ideas for Hollywood, but they'll never listen because they don't want what people want. They just want people to buy what they think they want.
and then reward the people who made the worst movie.
And then get mad at the people for not going to watch it. Like, oh,
Maybe that's why
because you guys have this and that, and they call you all names because you don't like go watch a movie. Like, I have no interest in watching that movie. It looks stupid.
Yeah, but maybe that's why there's those movies win the awards. Like, you know what? They stayed under $1 million budget. Let's reward them.
Like the movies makes all the men stupid, evil. Like the dads are stupid. Oh, my kid's in church. My kid's in school. I don't know where he goes to school. He's my kid. I don't know. I'm just a dad.
Yeah,
like, I hate shows like
we're
that.
We're going to get into that in a future episode when they talk, because, again, I hate the reputation that the world gives fathers. Because I get it, there's a lot of deadbeat dads out there. But guess what? There's a lot of bad mothers out there, too. And dads get the brunt of everything all the time. And it drives me crazy.
Well, yeah,
partially because, I have 2 kids of my own who I love. I have a niece and nephew who I love just as much as I love my own kids. And I do anything for them. So when I hear all these reputations as father, it drives me crazy. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, now, if Cindy said, hey, Dargan's, and you got to go pick Dargan up at school, I'd be a little confused because, A, he's a dog. And I'd be like, what? He's not enrolled. But they act like they just act like no man ever in these shows anymore is smart. They're always stupid. And they're either sexist, misogynist, or they're just completely idiots. Like, where's...
Yeah, they're all, like, unintentionally Al Bundy.
I don't think it's unintentional. They're trying to send this thing that...
No, but the whole purpose of Married with Children is that he was like that. Like, that was, like, the premise
I'll take
of
Al
this
Bundy.
character.
Al Bundy has more character than any of the people today.
And he did score 4 touchdowns in a game.
I mean, look what they did to Alan in 2.5 Men. They made him terrible.
Yeah.
They made him a pleading...
But that
whatever.
I mean, I enjoyed that show, but again,
I did too. But I'm saying, but the character arc was his.
That's another show that you enjoyed more.
The character arc was his, and then he just became, I don't know, it's a Slytherin.
Well, sometimes even the ones
trash.
who are supposedly good fathers, you look at Friends, right? Ross, you never see his kid for like 4 straight years. Like, oh, he's a father, but fathers aren't expected to have their children ever.
Yeah, it's never in the show. There's not one manly man.
But then when him and Rachel have a kid, guess what? You see that kid all the time.
Right, because it's Rachel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see that kid just disappear from the show.
So that's it. We finally got on topic, and then promised you 30 minutes.
We really stayed on 2 topics the whole time.
And he doesn't know it yet, but we're about to do another podcast, so watch that after this. And it's going to be more up our alley.
I had no idea.
So, see you next week. Hopefully, like, comment, subscribe, join the alien.
Say hi.
Say hi. We need a name for him before he goes outside and dies.
Darley.
I will say my Spartan flag, Spartan races, they make an awesome flag. That thing is out there. It doesn't get raveled up. It's always flying. They're like, people are going to see our advertisement of our flag.
Yeah,
so there you go.
If you're a flag person, Fun with Flags. Our
Fun with
version.
Flags, yes.
All right.